All right, so what is going on, Flipper fans? It's your boy Retro, and I just figured I would throw a little video together for you guys. I keep getting requests in my Facebook group and other places that I have myself advertised with this Flipper and everything. I keep getting requests for instructions on how exactly to put the firmware onto the Flipper. A lot of us had to start somewhere. I'd be glad to make a video for the people that don't know how to put the firmware onto the Flipper. There's a couple alternatives. You can either use Flipper Labs, which I have going in the background, or you can use Q Flipper, which I also have going in the background right here. But the first step that you're going to need to do is to get yourself a Flipper. So we're going to go ahead and open up my case that I have right here. I have a case inside of a case. That is my hard case for my Flipper. This is my second hard case for my Flipper. And we're going to go ahead and take this out, and we're going to hook up this little wonderful device. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Flipper Zero. And for those of you that don't know, this is an awesome little pen testing tool. I recommend everybody get one. That is a tech geek. I know for sure that I had to get one. I just had to. My collection was not complete without a Flipper Zero. I do want to point out that I also have the Wi-Fi dev board, so you can get yourself one of these for pretty cheap off the Flipper website, the developer board for the Flipper Zero. I'll open it up and show you guys what that looks like real quick. So this is your handy little board right here. This is your Wi-Fi dev board. It just plugs into the top of your Flipper Zero like so, and hooks up and gives you capabilities on your Flipper Zero that you did not have before. So I am not going to be using this little device though. I'm just going to be using the Flipper for this demonstration. I just wanted to show you guys the Wi-Fi dev board. Cool little thing. Little simple ESP32 board. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back away in my hard case, and we are going to plug this bad boy in via USB-C cable. So you want to make sure you have a data cable. I have been getting a lot of people on there as well that are saying, well, this doesn't work, it's not connecting to my computer. You have to have a C cable that transfers data. You can't just have one that transfers power, or you won't be able to transfer the data between your Flipper Zero and your PC. So we're going to plug this bad boy in, and we're going to set it off to the side right there for a minute. And sorry about the noise in the background. I got my dryer going. Single dad, 3 kids, so I got a lot of laundry to do before morning school time. So as you can see, I go by Retro, so I changed my thing to Retro. It is connected via COM8. That is the port that it's connected through. As you can see, I have Momentum software on here already. For this demonstration, I am going to be putting on Unleashed firmware. So to do this, you have to hook it up, and it has to be connected to a COM port. And it has just to register your Flipper Zero right there. You can check and see by doing this and seeing if it's live, if your screen is live. So this firmware, this Momentum firmware, is the one I'm going to go back to after this demonstration is over, but I am going to overwrite Momentum with Unleashed. So you are going to do so by getting the TGZ files from their GitHubs and stuff. You can just Google Flipper Zero firmware. Lots of stuff will come up. I will show you at the end of this video another great place that's on my website that you can go for, future reference or whatever you want to do. So you're going to hit install from file. As you can see, I already did this video once today, and my audio messed all up, and I got this really, really loud humming all the way through, like 3/4 of my video, so I had to trash it. We are going to go straight to the Unleashed, and we're going to open this up. Firmware from file Flipper, whatever you're loading, it'll say right here, .tgz will be installed. You're going to hit install. It's going to extract, verify your existing files. This is the latest version of Unleashed that I'm loading onto here. Actually, all of those were the latest version of all the software. So I do have those on my Facebook. You can find Flipper Zero worldwide. You can look that up on Facebook. That's my group. Got well over 100 people in there already. So, and I just started it, but it's in the files in there. So now, as you can see, this is updating. You can follow the progress on your Flipper Zero itself. You will see a little progress bar that'll go a little bit by little bit on your Flipper Zero. It has to extract the files and then verify the files and then write the hashes and do everything on your Flipper Zero. So it will be going on and off. Do not worry, unless it freezes up and you get a sad dolphin face. Then you got something to worry about. But as long as it is moving like it is on my Flipper Zero, then we're good. If anything malfunctions on the Flipper Zero, it will say so on the screen. It'll give you the error code and stuff on the screen. It'll give you the error on the screen. I don't know if it gives a code or not, but it does give you the error on the screen. And I think a little sad dolphin face. So, but for this one, we're going to be using Unleashed. And then I'm going to go back to Momentum, because Momentum is my favorite firmware that they have. It is, in my opinion, the best. Most of their apps are up to date, except for their beta that they have out right now. A couple of them are out of date. But other than that, all the software on my Facebook group is current and up to date. When they update theirs, I will put a new file on my Facebook files in my group. For those of you interested in joining the group, like I said, it's Flipper Zero worldwide. Got a really colorful blue background to it, so a bunch of dolphins in it. Can't miss it. You can join that, and under the Files tab on there, you'll find all the firmware for this. Let's see what we got over here. It's about 3/4 of the way done. So how about in the meantime, this is a perfect time for me to show you my site. So we're going to go here and we're going to go to repsec.space. Enter. This is my website that I developed myself. So welcome for those of you viewing this. Not trying to advertise my site though. I'm just trying to show you guys something. So we're going to go down to the menu and go to the Flipper Zero page. Okay. So with this, you're going to scroll down quite a bit. These are all videos by the Talking Sasquatch. Let me say that right. Pretty cool channel. You guys can go and check him out. Look up Talking Sasquatch on YouTube. Lead you right to him. So this right here is what I was telling you about. This is Awesome Flipper Zero. This is a great repository for Flipper Zero anything, pretty much. So here's table of contents, database and dumps, applications, firmware, graphics and animations, modules and cases, off-device and debugging. This place has it all. So you can find pretty much what you need to find here. If you can't find it here, they will lead you somewhere that you can find it. So you can get to this through my site, or you can just go to github.com and then DJSIME1 awesome-flipper zero. So there's that. And then we'll go back out of my site. And success. So we have now successfully flashed Unleashed to the Flipper Zero. As you can see on this screen, software updated, or firmware updated. So we're going to just go next. Unleash software free and open source. Beware scammers. Beware of scammers. Here's their Discord. Discord.unleashedflip.com. And then github.com/darkflippers. That's where I got this from. I got it from the original source. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you are going to put custom firmware onto your Flipper. Now, we're going to exit out of this, and I'm going to show you guys Flipper Labs, the one in the background. So with Flipper Labs, we're going to go to Connect, COM8, connect, and then wait for your flipper to connect. If it ever does. There we go. Storage info, timeout. I don't know what that means. But I can see my flipper right here. So I'm not sure what that... I don't have this set up for a storage device yet. So CRPC error. We're going to just start this app over. We're going to go down and then start Flipper Labs over. And we're going to reconnect to the Flipper Zero. Unleashed, I thought I'd point out their backlight is not working. So if that affects a lot of you, I wouldn't use Unleashed then. So, okay, here we go. That's better. So, Unleashed 078R, that's the release right now. Now, I want to point out you can install the original firmware for the Flipper from this Flipper Labs as well, just like you can in QFlipper. They have the release candidate right there. I do not recommend the dev build because lots of stuff can go wrong. That is not even tested for release candidate yet. So I would either go with RC or the official release that they have out right now. Release candidates usually work pretty well. They have been enormously tested, and they're getting ready to release them. So you can do that from right here. That is the original Flipper firmware. You can also install from file, just like we did a second ago with the TGZ. You can do that on here as well. You can go to apps on here. Now here's something that you cannot do on QFlipper. So see all these that need to be updated? That's what I'm talking about with the release candidates and stuff. Some of the apps are out of date, and then when you hit the check app updates button, nothing shows up. But then when you go in here, it's got all these updates. So that's why I use both of them, and I prefer to use both of them. You can install these directly from right here. Let's just install one. We can go to enhanced sub-gigahertz. We're going to update that. We're going to let that update, and then it should say installed at the end. Boom, installed. So you can run custom firmware and use Flipper Labs to install apps or update apps. So this is actually really cool. This is a cool thing. You can explore your Flipper Zero, the internal storage, or you can go back to the SD card that you have in there, and you can explore your files on the SD card. CLI, this is command line interface. This is pretty cool. You can do a command line interface right directly with your Flipper Zero from this right here. That is also something you cannot do in QFlipper. NFC tools, this is another thing you can't do in QFlipper. I'm not going to do that on screen. I have already done it, as you can probably see, so that does work. I can confirm that. Paint, I don't know about this. I haven't explored this yet. And pulse plotter, I don't know much about that, but you can see what that entails, so we're going to leave that alone on screen too. But yeah, I hope this video helps a lot of you. This is how you install custom firmware. You guys have fun, flip away, and please use responsibly. So without any further thing to say with this video, Retro out.